Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today's layout is for I am not sure what day of May I scraplift you because I am behind, but I am scraplifting the lovely Helen Ding, and I love this layout of hers. I stole nearly everything about it. The layout, the photo placement, and the topic. I am using Coco Vanilla Storyteller collection, which I love. I don't know why I haven't used more of it. So I was surprised when I pulled it out and found that I had not done much with it. So her layout chronicled the relationship of her husband with some children in their life. And I decided to go back through old photos, not real old, but the last 7 years, and do the same thing. So, and she had that border on the left with a scallop edge to it, so I am doing the same thing. I just chose the piece of paper, the 12 by 12, that had that kind of rainbow-ish thing on the left, and that's what I'm using for my colors, and then I top it with some things from the cut apart sheet. Originally, I thought I needed a piece of the background paper for something, but I ended up not using that, and it doesn't really matter. I just cover it all up. I chose a few different prints to make my photo block. Her photos stayed in her block nicely. Mine do not. I have too many, and they end up overflowing, but I still like how it turned out. So my husband has always loved little kids, and little kids love him. And even before we had our own children, he liked kids from church, and still, same thing. Our kids are grown, but he loves little kids. And so these are photos of him with one particular little girl who we have known since the day she was born, and they've always had a special kinship, and so I just wanted to tell that story in photos. So I have photos here of him with her from when she was a newborn to last month. They were making waffles one day, reading stories, rocking her to sleep, giving her piggyback rides. And so you can see on the left there that I'm creating layers with not exactly the same color on top of color, but close colors. So like I use different peaches, different yellows, different greens, different blues to layer on top of the blues and colors that were already there. And I have fussy cut a bunch of the flowers because Coco Vanilla, these had a big white border on them, and I didn't care for that. Also, I was showing you, well, these are Pink Fresh Studio foam titles that I'm going to use. There were titles that came with the Storyteller collection that I showed you a minute ago, but they were black, and I tried them on here, and they just looked too stark. I didn't feel good about putting them on here. But this has the same color as the peach that's in the bottom left of the layout. And it's the same phrase that was in the Storyteller collection. It's not quite as big and bold, but I think it works better with what I have going on here. So it just says, love this. And I also cut out or peeled off a few of the foam heart stickers to use as well. And now I'm going to start adhering the flowers. I want to cover up those plus signs in the bottom left because, I don't know, they just felt awkward to me. They didn't have anything to do with my pictures or what I was doing. I don't know. I just wanted them covered up. So I decided to go with flowers. And I have a large cluster of flowers at the bottom and a smaller cluster up near the title. And usually I do the, 3 embellishment clusters, but with the big border and heavily decorated border on the left, it seemed too much to have a third embellishment cluster. I guess maybe that one counts as one great big cluster. I don't know. So I have a couple labels that I'm putting down here to kind of have a base for the cluster at the bottom, though it far exceeds that. And it did take me a while to cut the white off the edges of the florals, but I just put something I wanted to watch on my tablet and cut them out while I watched. So it was kind of relaxing one evening this week. I didn't get a lot of scrapping done this week. So that's why I'm behind in putting these up for May I Scraplift You, but I couldn't resist this layout of Helen's. I will have her channel linked below, and this layout that I copied of hers was from January 15th of this year, if you would like to go back and view that. I encourage you to go to her channel and watch some videos. I really enjoy watching her stuff. She's very creative and she gives me great ideas. So I cut off some leaves too, and they took a while because they're tiny. The only way I can get tiny things glued on where I want them usually is to pick them up with my reverse tweezers. I lost my favorite pair. I never did find them. I had another pair and I tried to get used to them, but I just couldn't. I don't know what it was about them. Then I found this 3-pack on Amazon a while ago, and they're all exactly the same except for the color of the handle, so even if I lose one, I have 2 backups, so I ought to be good for quite a while. So I'm just tucking leaves in behind the flowers here. And on camera, that heart looks way brighter than the paper, but in real life, it goes nicely. So I'm just about done. I have a sheet of stickers from the Storyteller collection there that you can just barely see on the right. I will end up using some of those, especially the word stickers. There's this little thing that says love, which I kind of liked there, but then I realized the title says love this right beside it, so that didn't work. So I found this little piece that says so sweet, and I tucked it up under that floral, but you can still read it. And that one must not have been glued down. I ended up taking quite a while to finish this one off because I couldn't decide what else it needed, but then I found some more foam heart stickers in my stash that worked nicely, that were from some American Crafts collection, and also some enamel dots, which were probably Simple Stories. Most of my enamel dots are from Simple Stories, and so I ended up putting those down as well. And again, that red heart looks way redder than the paper and the title, but it really does match. Found a couple more leaves. I thought that top cluster needed a few more leaves in it. And when I glue flowers down for this sort of thing, I only glue the center. That way I have room to tuck things underneath. And sometimes I even go through and raise some of the petals up with, usually I use Stampin' Dimensionals. They have those mini ones, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still have the mini ones, but I have a stash of those and I like to use them for that sort of thing. Getting one more leaf in there. I'm going to leave this collection out and try to pull some things from it. over the next few weeks. It really is one of my favorites. I love the colors. I love the feel. I don't know. It just, something about it really appeals to me. So now I'm pulling out word stickers. One says heart melt, because him holding her as a newborn when they both have Christmas outfits on does make my heart melt. Then this one says take the photo, because these photos mean a lot to me. Then there's one that says the sweetest, and another one that says time well spent. And I also add a little tiny row of 3 hearts. I think this one did not make it on there. Yeah, I put it back. It was just too long for where I wanted it. I have this little row of 3 hearts, and I ended up putting it right up after the word this and tucked a little bit under the yellow flower. And I like how it fills that little bit of a gap there. I did go through with a pen and date most of the photos. One, I had to do it right on the photo. I think you'll see it in the still shots at the end. So here come the still shots. Thank you for joining me today. Helen, thank you for the inspiration. If you're watching this, I really appreciate you sharing with us on YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. Bye.